Matete re ka thabela go qala mona mo lore re sheba the prime lending rate e la nyolwa ke central bank ya haufinyana gore ka go tloa 2022 fihlela hona ba e senile ka makgetlo a batlang le mangatanyana ha re se re sheba go ke kgolana gore ke 7.5 mme re kopa go botsa gona ebe taba eo how does it affect the performance ya banka le relationship yona le di-customer ba go sa le lona e le fosa go le nyolle ka ntlane ha
okay yeah that's all I should
ka mokgwa ka fela
okay yeah no thank you for that question the banking business is about taking money from those who have and want to pack it somewhere and give it to those who don't have money and they want to borrow. So that's the role of a bank. So what happens is that when the interest rates go high, you will charge more for the money that you lend. So clearly if you lend more, you'll also make more. Unfortunately, it's not a very sustainable strategy because within a very short period of time, payment of loans will be unaffordable because as interests go high, even the installments that people pay either on a car, on a house, or on a personal loan of whatever they wanted to buy, it means that the repayment keeps rising. So if in a year an interest rate goes up by between 2.5%, which is what has happened now, is that even the repayment ability becomes. So for those who are yet to borrow money, they will wait. They will say, no, this is just too expensive. Let me wait when the interest rates go down. For those who are already inside the debt, they will continue, but now they will make other things suffer because their repayment on the facility that they have borrowed it becomes unaffordable or it becomes too much for them. So that's on one side. On the other side, where with these ones that have given you money, you still have them to give them a return. So the more the interest rates go high, you also have to pay a little bit more. We just make sure that the balance is such that the bank becomes sustainable. So we'll always charge more than what we pay because in the end, our business is to lend money, not to necessarily to take money. Yeah, so that's the impact of interest rate. It has, in the short term, it makes banks to appear like they make more money because now they are charging more. But in the long run, it's not sustainable because then you'll have fewer people who will go out to borrow because of affordability.
But when you look at the economy of the country at the moment, what do you think needs to be done to sustain?
That's $1 million question. You must ask the Minister of Finance that question. But the simple answer is for the economy to function and grow, you need to have more people participating into that economy. So things like employment, when you have high unemployment, it means you have fewer people who do the economic activity. Those who earn money and then facilitating the economic activity. So we need to address the issue of unemployment. You address that as government by attracting foreign direct investment so that we have more people who come into the country to open factories so that they can hire more Lesotho. That's the simplest approach to growing the economy. And then you also want growth sectors. You target those sectors that have likelihood of growing so that they can absorb and more people. For instance, the factories are always criticized, but come to think of it, when you drive at Tanzania, you see how many people get out of those factories. You are saying, okay, they have absorbed a lot, but of course the salaries are low. So if we can get more into the construction, into the mining, that can absorb more people, well and good. I think in services, because you also need to offload government. Currently, the government is the biggest employer, but that again has its own problems because for government pay salaries of their employees, they have to get that money from somewhere. Buy mana from the private sector, buy more taxes. So even the private sector has to grow so that they can pay more taxes. Our private sector is hiring more people. The money that government makes, it shrink. So it has to be that balanced. And I think one of the things that I liked about the immediate budget that just passed is that you saw a deliberate approach to have more money directed to capital projects. So capital projects, by their nature, they will employ more people, they will produce assets that were not there before, they will facilitate trade. So you need more capital projects than monies that you just spend to buy food and pay salaries. They're good, but they are recurrent, it's what we call recurrent expenditure, but capital expenditure has a way of facilitating the growth of the economy. So they have increased a little into that pot of capital expenditure. Well, another thing that this new minister has done, we collect SACU, South African Customs Union, where we always get windfall of money. But even that money, when it gets here, we use it. But now, in the budget speech, they said they are going to create a fund where whatever you get, you pack some of it so that COVID, le Ukraine, at least when the economy slows down, we are funding who facilitate our economy in the whole
I mentioned the budget, the strategy different how to take a private sector. Never hope before only I can invent the man and little Nkau. Okay, regret little large. You borrow by this much by telling business. Ebe Honajo when I can talk about a critical cap, let's say in Cherry carrying, most social introduce a couple on a whole uplift a private sector.
I think what is needed in this country is many things, but because we have left it for so long, I like making an example card. You show the food that we eat. When you look in the morning at your plate, try to figure out how much of what you are eating comes from this country and how much we have imported. So if, for example, we just try to say on a plate, we'll make sure that 50% comes local. It's already big, that thing alone. So we need to just change so that as an economy we produce or we do things for ourselves. I mean, we import mahi, meroho, papa. Why can't we do a deliberate intervention and say for these ones we will produce? Because then if you produce, the money in the in my previous life, I used to be involved in health insurance. I used to look and is this true? The amount of money that every month goes out because we pay hospitals, the mediclinics of this world, the Rose Parks, all these health providers back and why? Because we have neglected our health facilities. No one wants to be treated here. They want to go to where they consider the health facilities to be. So if we just start by that minimum budget and say, let's tackle or let's improve our local health facilities, already it says it will stop that outflow, exodus of revenue or spend. So health and just to support private sector. private sector doesn't need money from government, but it needs roads, it needs reliable electricity. I mean, we can joke now and laugh at our colleagues from South Africa because we don't have load shedding. But even though I don't work for LEC, I can tell you it's coming here. I just don't know when. But I mean, we can't say we are immune to it happening. So if we allow our infrastructure, it will be very difficult for us to be competitive. So we just need to spur growth by encouraging and by investing in the right areas to facilitate trade.
But Tarashaba, the inflation rate in Ulankati, regulations and the external factors in Zabo, Ukraine, COVID, Leonardo, Chile, and South Africa. How possible is that Lesotho or economy of America from an
Yeah, when you talk about Ukraine, COVID, certain things we have control on, and they brought. You think Putin even knows there's a country called Lesotho? He doesn't know probably. But the actions that happened there, because we are become a global village, declare affect. Let me touch on this one, inflation. Inflation is a whole because it just says to you demand was supply. So we need to ramp up supply of it. Then the prices will get in line. So what happened? Ukraine, fuel, for instance, lives in Euro. So it doesn't affect fuel, whether generation, transport it like Euro, because petrol is more expensive. And then since it's a lot, the Euro, because wherever they get them, petrol over to the tire. Some of the things were actually coming as far back as COVID. Employment during COVID, the companies in the only factories in the few. Now, we're demanding you longer supply selling during COVID. So it was really unfortunate, a blow after blow. But you still have to come local because there's nothing we can do about them. They are outside of our control. But look at those that are within your control. What are the things that we can do? Let's just start by feeding ourselves. Let's start by spending money locally, encouraging. And you know where you can get your biggest growth, because we have one big company, if I can make an example of, let's say, or the Vodacoms of this world. They are big, but you can't have those companies again tomorrow. It will take time to produce a giant like that. But when you look at the small, medium enterprise, SMMEs, there's people who can produce something and take it to the market. If we encourage them there, they can help grow and then impacting a larger portion, because we try to have everybody. One of the things that I have observed lately, and that I actually like and I participate myself, is the interest that the youth of this country have shown into agriculture. It has become fashionable. But lately, people who go into agri are people who are actually working and who have worked. So their approach to things, they know that when I put money into the soil, I must expect something. So if we can encourage, or government can encourage more, either by way of subsidy or making sure that if I go where we can assist, where government can assist by way of irrigation. But if to go there, all those things will encourage. And if you see more people, and even more by policy, agriculture, so we need to tell more people that no, if you want to make money, the more you agree, nobody will tax you. So we can just start encouraging such things.
Ka kgona go re ka tla go Nedbank yona ebe go na le di-strategy tse le go sentse le na le tsona tse lenta a go di-director gona go batjha kapa go ntlheng tsa bo CSI ba lo bang.
Yeah, coming to Nedbank, we recently released our financial results. In fact, it's a requirement by central bank, by law, that the 1st of March, everybody must publish their results, and then within 2 weeks we must. So we get audited. Everything is done properly because again, so deposit-taking institutions, they are regulated very closely. So one of the encouraging things, or that made me very happy, is our performance. We grew our profit headline earnings by 75% from where we were in 2021. So in 2022, we grew by 75%. That's excellent, you know. But it's only profit. We also need to grow our balance sheet. Unfortunately, we had some a setback there where our cash did not grow because the banka ha bona di akadimana ke beya e nngwe go banka ena le yena o e beya go nna ha ga bona ntwe ngwe itseng ene ke sa e bona o fihlang ka ena ha e ka pelenyana o sa isa ka ntle jale ya ga o thwe hurry it's in December of man of an cash in the I still think that's temporary. It will change, but I'm just excited that we have seen growth in our profits. So our shareholders are happy because we are going to start paying dividends. We have actually declared dividends that we are now paying to the shareholders. On what we call digital channels. Digital you know, you must be sitting in your house and doing things there without coming to the bank. So strategy digital strategy. And the product interact with them mobile money app, for instance. So once you have your cell phone, you can get into your account, you can transfer it from one country to another, you can pay another supplier, you can, as long as you have a cell phone. So so the moment you interact with us like that, just like we're charging banking, so we charge a small amount, but really charge also years. So that was one product, and then we had internet banking. So instructions, they do that in their own offices. So that is a change in behavior, and that change in behavior, you feel it incoming when it's now on a bail. Product send money, so I can send money to High without me having to go there. So I want to guys and think of it. One in the Remela or Motlap, I took Kisabella Kahaban by ATM. No, you know, Ranza was a company. I got a transaction versus the channel. So get our digital strategy and the one that we are really happy about and waiting for is where we will also facilitate cross-border. How did we get this phenomenal growth in profits? But our employees, the biggest asset if we invest in people, if you train them, if you teach them the culture of service, but because but whether struggle but about this struggle mehaho ya banka o ke rata mo o motala wa ne ka ba ke rata mo khubedi ke tla wa ba tse wa ka fumana so yen so ka mo ha o nthusa ka service e ka smile. So that client experience, client service, allow investor yona ha o me re a bona yo le re fa ditholwana tsa o we are growing as a result of that.